Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 4. So in the most recent episode of The Flash Season 4, obviously that being episode 13, we had quite a decent amount of stuff go down, which opened a whole new can of worms for Barry and Team Flash to deal with when we return in a few weeks. For those that don't know yet, we are on break from The Flash until February 27th, and that's due to the Winter Olympics in South Korea. So we have to wait a bit, more to get more Flash in our lives, but at least they left us with an episode which we can discuss the major events of and, go over what they could mean or lead to later on this season. So the other day we went over the trailer for the next episode of The Flash, that being episode 14, otherwise entitled Subject 9. And for those wondering about the title, Subject 9 just refers to the fact that we will be dealing with the 9th bus metahuman in this episode. Just thought I would make that clear to everyone that might not have known. But I will just show you guys that trailer again, just in case you haven't seen it or you've forgotten what happened in it, I guess. But it's important to watch it just for references in this video.
Someone very smart and very dangerous is coming after you.
Now why in the name of God would anybody be coming after me?
Because you have powers.
I guess now we know what her power is! What?
I cannot believe I'm about to say this, but I think you just made me like country music.
The Flash, only Tuesday, February 27th on the CW.
But usually with a trailer breakdown, we also go over the synopsis or description for that particular episode. But at the time I made that video, that was not available. The synopsis was not out there. But now, because they love doing this, it got released like the day or two after or something, so it's now out. So that's what we'll be going over in this video, as well as diving deep into other things around this episode. But of course, before that, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what, piques your interest in this video, and just, let me know what you think of my general opinions and what I say in this video as well in the comment section down below. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Barry meets a powerful woman whose abilities could help him in his battle with DeVoe. Meanwhile, after learning that DeVoe is targeting everyone who was on the bus, Ralph decides he doesn't want to be a hero anymore. His only concern is staying alive. Harry offers to help Joe. So the first part of the synopsis to go over is obviously, as you would expect, the first sentence, which reads, Barry meets a powerful woman whose abilities could help him in his battle with DeVoe. So as we saw in the trailer, this powerful woman that Barry is going to meet plays the violin. Now, as we discussed in my trailer breakdown from the other day, this woman is most likely a gender-flipped version of the Fiddler from the comics, who could create like big blasts with his abilities using his violin, as well as having the ability to even hypnotize people, which they do slightly hint at in the trailer, saying that this violin player is pretty damn popular. So you would think she is unintentionally, or maybe even intentionally, hypnotizing people to like, if not love, her music, as well as just her herself. It will be interesting to see how Barry sees her as a potential solution to the DeVoe problem and how her abilities could help them in this battle against DeVoe. Could it be the hypnotizing part, or is it something else? If you do have any ideas, do be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. The next part of the synopsis to go over is, meanwhile, after learning that DeVoe is targeting everyone who was on the bus. Now, I don't think this part of the synopsis is necessarily like mind-blowing, as right at the end of last episode, we did see DeVoe like absorb all of the bus meta powers and minds that were in Iron Heights. Well, at least you would have to think he absorbed their minds. Like, I think we can assume that he definitely took their powers, but you think he might have absorbed their minds and consciousnesses, or however you want to pronounce it as well. So it wouldn't be seen as too ludicrous that this is what DeVoe was going for the entire time, and in this episode, he will just be continuing that part, or that plan of his, might I say. It could, however, be seen that this wasn't really a part of his original plan, and after getting a taste of what it was like to have multiple abilities from different metas due to taking them from other metas, he might get a bit greedy, if that makes sense, and keep going along with it. Like, that would be a pretty interesting thing to see happen, because it almost like being an addict, I guess. But this all leads up to the next part of the synopsis, which is, Ralph decides he doesn't want to be a hero anymore. His only concern is staying alive. So this is interesting to hear after we spent that like entire episode with Ralph a few episodes ago, or most of it, basically the entire episode, in which he rose to the occasion to be the hero that Central City needed and officially, became the elongated man. But I have a feeling this will be something that plays out in the opening half of the episode, if not like just the opening 10 minutes of the episode, and then Ralph tagging along with Barry to help Fiddler, or whatever her name might be, the 9th bus meta for this episode, tagging along and helping with the protection of her, will push Ralph to continue being a hero and being like, okay, I've got to, you know, there's a big threat out there, DeVoe's after me, but I've got to realize, yo, I'm a hero now. I've got to do some heroic stuff and not be so, well, I guess selfish and just trying to protect myself. But Ralph possibly having his powers taken has opened up a big theory for this season, which is that essentially Ralph does have his powers taken and DeVoe uses them to, well, become DeVoe again in some case. At the end of last episode, we saw Ralph morph into DeVoe to get Barry out of jail, so it wouldn't be too much of a stretch, if you want to say, to see DeVoe doing this if he were to get those abilities from Ralph, as well as to just use them to impersonate whoever he pleases in order to get what he needs done. So you can impersonate Joe West to do something at CCPD or even Captain Singh, you know what I'm getting at. And the last part of the synopsis is Harry offers to help Joe. Now, honestly, I have no proper idea what this is about, but it could be about Wally joining the Legends. As we know, Wally West has joined the Legends. He's officially joining them in episode 13 of this season, which I think would be either this week's episode, like whenever Flash returns, episode 13 could be the week that this episode is on, so that might be the connection there. But you would have to think Wally would tell Joe and Iris about himself going on the Wave Rider and joining that team before, you know, just leaving. And seeing that Harry has given his daughter free reign, as in, you know, Jesse Quick, on being a hero and not being there to babysit or control her, he would be the perfect person to give Joe advice on the matter. Because Joe would be like, okay, I'm fine when you're a hero, but I'm around to sort of protect you, but you're going to be traveling through time with this group of people who I know aren't necessarily the most efficient group. So Joe might be scared about that and possibly losing Wally in that fashion. So this could be what this part of the synopsis is about, just like, you know, Harry, you know, calming Joe down, saying, you know, he's got these powers, he's got to use them to, you know, benefit mankind, if that makes sense. Or it could just be about something else that is really minuscule in comparison. Sometimes, as I've said, sometimes like us people, I say that's a weird term to use, but, you know, people that watch the show sometimes come up with better theories and better ways that the show could have done certain stories, and then the show will do like a really lame thing. Do I have to say Saboteur last season? But, you know, lame things that just end up being, like, really disappointing. But in this case, I think it'd be cool if they worked in Wally, because they do have to make that clear on The Flash that Wally has gone to Legends. They need to make that clear to people that might not watch Legends, but do watch The Flash, which there is a large amount. So they need to make that clear, and this could be like that, just that little sub-story in this episode, which clearly explains to the Flash viewers that that is where Wally West is for the rest of this season. He's on the Wave Rider, he's traveling through time, that's where he is, but who knows what they're going to do. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below what are your various thoughts on what I talked about in this video. Do you think that Harry's going to be talking to Joe about the whole Wally West situation? Do you think DeVoe will be going after Ralph to get his abilities to, you know, morph back into his old self like we saw at the end of last episode when Ralph did it, or just to morph into whoever he needs? And yeah, just let me know your general opinions in the comments section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.